Guys, welcome to episode number 25 of the Sports Plus Live podcast. My name is Edgar, Mr. AKA. Episode number 25, which means this is, I'm going to say it. Don't make me say it. The Barry Bonds episode of the Sports Plus Live podcast. Barry Bonds, big head, cranked the homers, had to swing the big stick. I'll never forget that as a kid. I don't give a shit what he did. I don't give a shit about PEDs. I don't give a shit about any of that. I mean, we were talking about him doing PEDs. What a whole team is cheating. Pete Rose gambled, wanted a couple of dollar bills, just lace his pockets a little bit more with some money. And a whole team, a whole organization, not even a team, whole organization cheated to win a championship. Let that shit sink in. But yet no one's going to face a penalty. We're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about 2017 Houston Astros or Baby Altuve, which he disrespected me, by the way. I can't go there anymore. I can't go there. 2020, cleaning the life up, cleaning the hate up. We are here to talk about what transpired this past weekend, which is Jon Jones versus Dominic Reyes, UFC 247. And it was an amazing card top to bottom. I watched them all. I watched all the fights except for the I watched some of it, but I didn't watch all of it. The Andrea Lee and Brittany Murphy, I think is what it is, or something Murphy. Laura Murphy? Larry Murphy. Laura. I have to look it up. Something Murphy. But it was an amazing card top to bottom. And a very excited, everyone's still gonna be talking about this down the road. When it's all said and done. But let's get into it. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about the main event, which everyone's talking about. We're gonna talk about other shit. We're gonna talk about XFL returned for a second stint this weekend. We're gonna talk about the Trail Blazers game against Utah. Not the whole game, but obviously one particular instance. Also, we're going to talk a little bit on the Oscars. And then Phillip Rivers finally leaving the Chargers after 17 years. So we have a little bit to say. Where will he go? Who knows? But Phillip Rivers wants money because obviously, the guy has like 10 kids or something like that. So, UFC 247, Jon Jones versus Dominic Reyes. It was a great fight. It was such a good fight, and I was thoroughly enjoyed. I was like a little like, oh shit, this could be the way everyone was talking, the way Dominic Reyes was just so calm, so cool. I was like, yeah, Jon Jones might take a loss. He might take this L finally. And it came pretty close. But the decision went in Jon Jones' favor. It was just an amazing fight. Dominic Reyes came out first round banging. He wasn't here with the shits. He wasn't here for the games. He was here to bang. Came out there, definitely outstruck Jon Jones. Was hitting Jon Jones with everything. Anytime Jon Jones would lift his foot, he'd throw a kick to try to stop anything that's coming out of Jon Jones is lifting his leg. When he lifts his leg, something's coming. Whether it be a kick to your knee, kick to your face, something's coming. And then Dominic Reyes did a good job of just throwing kicks to neutralize that and then following up with punches, body punches up to the head. He surprised me. I did not see this coming, but the guy's an athlete. The guy's a super athlete. And once he started getting there, I was like, okay, this makes, I see what's going on. He's making more sense. And he talked all this shit and he backed it up. Unlike a lot of other people who've been in there with Jon Jones. He fought a great fight. He was coached very well. He listened to his corner very well. Coaches did amazing. I don't know who they are. I've never heard of them, but everyone in that was an amazing effort, but it still wasn't enough. I had it scored for John Jones, and that's at first just looking at it. I had it scored for John Jones. Dominic Reyes took the first round and the third round. John Jones took the second, fourth, and fifth, in my opinion. Fourth and fifth, very decisive. You knew who took that. Those are championship rounds. The champ took that. First, second, and third, like I said, I gave a second one to John Jones, but it was like by that much. Even John Anik, who commentates with Joe Rogan and Dominic Cruz, said he on Sunday tweeted that he watched the fight back and he gave the second round to John Jones. I don't want to brag, but I gave it to him right away. I had better eyes. Oh, you guys know about my eyes. Don't worry about it. John Jones looked in trouble for a lot of the fight, especially the first three rounds. He was put in some spots, kind of running around a little bit. Dominic Reyes was chasing him. Dominic Reyes was hitting him more likely. There was a point, I think, in the first round, Dominic Reyes, I think John Jones threw a kick and Reyes just socked him right in the stomach. Just a straight right dropped him. Looked worse than what it really was. It just caught him off balance. But he fought well. I was so impressed. My hat is off to Dominic Reyes, his camp. They did an amazing job. The most trouble I've ever seen John Jones in ever. I mean, and he's fought an Olympic gold wrestler twice. Olympic gold medal wrestler twice. Fought black belt jiu-jitsu's. That other than like overall, he was in trouble in those first few rounds. That Vitor Belfort fight was pretty tough. He had him full length, straight arm bar, and he got out of that. But other than that, I mean, you haven't really seen John Jones touched up like this. I was just impressed. I was like, damn, this dude could do it. Especially after that first round, I didn't think John Jones had anything in it, but came the fourth, the fifth round, like I said, the second round, third round definitely went to Reyes, in my opinion. Fourth and fifth round were very decisive. John Jones didn't look tired. Dominic Reyes was tired. John Jones kept coming. And then, like I said last time, he's going to mix it up. He started mixing in some takedowns. Some kicks, some different strikes. All of a sudden, you're being taken down. John Jones, like I said, is the GOAT. And this fight kind of proved it. He got tested very, very well, and he came out clean at the end. I mean, you're in a fight, no one comes out clean, especially when you're going 25 minutes. And the guy's 6'5", 206 pounds, whatever, 205 pounds, just hitting you every which way. So, if anything you guys take away from this, what I would suggest, I mean, you got to give props to John Jones. You have to give props to what John Jones did. You have to give props to his chin, his corner, his people around him. I mean, I said this before. His family's full of athletes, so he was in great shape. He was in amazing shape. But so was Dominic Reyes, so that's what made it more interesting. Even though Dominic Reyes did fade a whole lot more, he was still fighting. But I think what the big issue was, we have to look at the scoring. Now, two judges gave it 48-47 for John Jones. I'm okay with that because I saw it the same way. One judge gave it 49-46, which means they gave 4 rounds to John Jones and 1 to Dominic Reyes. Now, that's not good. I don't know how else to say it, but that's not good. That same referee, I believe, was kind of just like, I don't know what was going on all night, but he was giving out some weird scores all night. There was that one decision fight that was Andrew Lee, which I didn't see, and then Murphy. I don't know. A lot of people thought Andrew Lee got it, but I ended up going to Murphy, which is a hometown girl. I didn't see that fight, so I can't really talk on that. But I did watch one fight earlier, which was Martinez versus Ewell. Martinez trains right out here in Colorado. I think he's from like Texas or something like that. But he fought Andre Ewell. And in the first round, Martinez threw a kick. Ewell kind of just had it up. And it must have broken his wrist or something. Because I saw it right away. Dropped it, and it was just dangling there. He wasn't using it. He started using it in the next round. That was the first round. But then the second round, he started using it. He did use it a little bit in the first, but he was hurt. But for the most part, it just stayed down here. And he was countering, wasn't throwing a whole lot. Martinez was all over him, hitting him. They were both it was a really, really good fight. I don't know if that was, if John Jones and Dominic Reyes didn't happen, that would have been fight of the night. But it was an amazing fight nonetheless. But it went to decision. There was no way that Ewell, who didn't use his right hand, barely threw a lot of, and was still fighting. Give him props. He was still fighting. There's no way he won that fight. But there were still two judges who gave it to Ewell. I don't know how. I don't see it how. That was not the right call. They gave it to him. So that kind of like lets you know where the judges were from the get-go. I knew that was not going to be good throughout the night. But just kind of preface that is because you want to go into the scoring system. How MMA scoring system has been put around since probably almost the 90s, I think. Maybe early 2000s. But the reason why it was implemented because UFC at the time, MMA in general, was looked at as, by the late John McCain, I believe, as cockfighting, human cockfighting. The reason for UFC ever starting in the first place is to see which martial arts was the best. And out of nowhere came jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu kind of began that. Which was kind of implemented, like kind of started like, well, this guy's doing jiu-jitsu, I got to do jiu-jitsu too. I got to incorporate it with my karate. Well, this guy's doing kickboxing, I'm going to do kickboxing. And that's pretty much how, not saying mixed martial arts has been around for a while, but that's how it started getting popular. People started picking up these different styles of fighting, these different, I don't know, there's a word I'm trying to think of, but I can't remember what it is. They just wanted to just kind of evolve their game. That's how it started. But what was happening a lot is that there was a lot of, if you watch UFC 1, UFC 2, there's a lot of nasty elbows. You could strike to the groin. You just couldn't fish hook and pull hair, I think is what it was. And the government said, if we're going to sanction this type of shit, you need to have rules. And so they implemented all these rules. One rule that's so outdated, and let me tell you why. You can't go 12-9 or 12-2. How did I know I was going to make that mistake? 12-9. You could go 12-9. Fucking go like this. But if you go 12-6, well, that's an illegal elbow. Even though if I go 12-6, I don't think I'm going to do like this part of the elbow, the bottom part. Or if I go, I'll do more coming all the way down from here. What is that? Like 10-7? I don't know what it is. 10-3? I just hit my elbow. That hurt. 12-6. The reason why they implemented that is because they used to have those strongman competitions or those ice breaking competitions. You know, those guys who would praise Lord, come by and break stuff like anything's good, anything's possible through Christ. Those guys used to break these big block of ice, and they saw that and was like, "You can't do that elbow, elbow. You can't do that elbow because you're gonna do amazing damage to your opponent." They're okay. You can't do that. They put that in. So that's one of the old rules. This is old. That's also, if you guys don't know, John Jones has one loss on his fight. That's the reason why he has a loss in this fight. He beat Matt Hamill, but he got disqualified for going 12-6. Like that. Just fucking dropping elbows like before Ludacris. No, that was after Ludacris. Dropping them bows. And so we have pretty much outdated rules, but we also have outdated scoring system. I want to say a scoring system that was implemented for boxing, not for MMA. Because the difference is in MMA, there's so many different ways to lose. I could beat you with my hands. Well, I can't, but you could lose with your hands. You could lose with these hands. You could lose by a knee to the face, a kick to the face, being choked out, an arm bar, a body shot, a kick, liver kick. There's so many different ways to lose that it makes it difficult for this point system to be implemented properly, I believe. There has to be something different, even with the judges as well, because the point system is outdated, the rules are outdated. You also have these judges who still don't know shit about MMA, who barely even know anything about boxing. The same people who judge boxing, and you see how boxing's in shambles. I've seen the same lady who in my opinion screwed over Triple G against Canelo. Not even watching MMA. She's commissioned through Las Vegas, I believe is what it is. Which is the state commissions, athletic commissions, I think are governed by the government. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Each state has their own commission. Colorado has their own commission. Nevada, California. Everyone has their own commission. So they appoint these particular judges for these fights. The issue with that is these are all boxing judges. So they don't know anything about wrestling. I think I don't even know. I don't even know if I think Tony Weeks is done. Fucking Tony Weeks. Don't get me started on Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks has done kickboxing, I believe. So, but I don't know. Outside of he's a referee too. So judges, there's not a whole lot of strictly MMA judges, which I think is very needed. Especially in this time of, this time is age, every mixed martial artist is an athlete. We should probably change it to mixed martial athlete, because everyone's an athlete. Everyone. There's no one that just does. I mean, there's barely anyone that just does just kickboxing. Like Overeem, Damian Maya, Overeem kickboxing, Damian Maya jiu-jitsu. Like, it's rare you see someone that's just good at one thing anymore. Everyone's good at everything. Like John Jones. Valentina Shevchenko, which we'll get to in a second. George St. Pierre, Mighty Mouse. I mean, you can see that everyone's still very good at everything. So there's a lot to be done as far as judging, MMA scoring, MMA rules. Because all these aren't MMA things, they're boxing everything. In my opinion, and we've started seeing this, Chris Lieben, who's a former UFC middleweight. By the way, if you don't know gangsters, we'll talk about more gangsters. Gangsters like Chris Lieben. Chris Lieben took 2 fights back-to-back a week apart. Nobody will do that nowadays. They want to protect their business. They want to protect their brand. They want to protect their face. Chris Lieben didn't give a shit. He took 2 fights. I want to say I don't. I gotta check this out. I gotta quote. I gotta look this up. Sexyama was the one opponent. I think Chris Lytle was the other. I don't remember. Or is it Martin? I'm gonna have to look it up. But anyways, totally forgot what I was saying. He, you are start seeing more of these. What we need to see, not more. We're not starting to see. You start seeing Chris Liebman, but you need to see more judges that are ex MMA fighters or trainers or that know what to look for. But even then, nothing's perfect. Because, like I said, you can get an older MMA fighter, but you could get an older MMA fighter that just did wrestling and is going to favor a wrestler. Or you can do someone that did just grappling and is going to favor the grappler. Or a striker is going to favor the striker. So I don't think anything's perfect, but that's the steps. That's the steps in the right direction. Those are good steps in the right direction. Is having MMA fighters become judges. You also see it in roughing as well, because now you have Herb Dean, the black gentleman with the long dreads. If you guys see him before, he was a former fighter as well. You also have someone like Frank Trigg. Frank Trigg, I've talked about him on there before. I think I've talked about this in general. Frank Trigg, former wrestler, former UFC fighter, is a is a referee as well. So he's commissioned. I don't know where he's exactly. I don't know if you come commissioned, you can only be commissioned in that state. So maybe California or something like that. So hold on, everyone, chill. It was. All right, I lied to you guys. I apologize. Either way, I'm gonna keep looking. Everyone relax. Everyone, I'm gonna keep looking. But yeah. I mean, there's something has to be done. I mean, will it be X? But here's the thing about having X. I don't know. X fighters. Like, for example, Chris Liebman. Chris Liebman has, um, God, he's taking some shots. So he has he's gotten beat up quite a bit. I don't know. I mean, you just don't. You got to be weird about that. There has to be something to be done. There has to be something that where judges are trained specifically for MMA. Something has to be done. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous because you can't the sport is outgrowing the rules, outgrowing everything else. It's outgrowing MMA. It's outgrowing these commissions. Um, it's outgrowing a lot of stuff, and so I think this is the right time to make these changes. I mean, this is nothing new, especially in a championship fight. It was just nothing new because it's just been a long time coming. This has been a long time coming. I think. I don't know. It's been a long time. So something has to be changed. I hope it gets changed. But I don't know. I mean, anytime you involve the government, it's a cluster, and especially these stupid commissions. Nevada Commission, probably the most bot commission ever. New York, don't get me started on New York State Commission. New York Athletic Commission. I don't know what they are, but they're just trash. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. No one knows anything anymore. No one knows anything anymore. But what I do know is that Valentina Shevchenko is my crush. Women crush. What did I just do? Women crush every day because she. I'm so stupid. She dominated her fight. She straight up dominated her fight. did work against Caitlin Shookagan. Shookagan, sorry. Shook Gang sounds better like it's shook. You're shook gang. You and your gang are shook. Shook Gang. Um, third round KO. Third round stoppage. Because she got him like, I hate that move, but she got her in a crucifix. I can't explain it to you. Got her in a crucifix and just pounded her away, just elbows, cut her up. Even in that first round, she got mount and threw. I don't know. She was in full guard. She was in Shook Gang's full guard, which means she was in between Shook Gang's legs. Don't get your head out of the gutter. And Shook Gang had her legs wrapped around her, and Shevchenko just threw an elbow, crack, and just split her open right away, like right above the eyebrow. Shevchenko was smooth with everything she did, striking. Anytime Shakagan came in, tried to do something, Valentina had a couple combos for her waiting. Had a leg kick waiting. Had a head kick waiting. Wanted to take her down, took her down. And then obviously got the finish with the crucifix move in the third round. It was just beautiful. And it was so dominating too. She did whatever she wanted to Shakagan. And I don't know what's next for her. I'm dumbfounded. You could probably fight. The only thing I could think of is a fight with Amanda Nunes. Like a super fight, International Fight Week, July. That's the only thing I could think of. Who knows? I mean, that 125 pound is still pretty good for her. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe she's someone from 200, 115. What is it? 205. Did I say 205? 125. I didn't say 125. 125, 115. Which I don't know who fights in that, to be honest with you. I think it's like Michelle Watterson. 125 atom weight. I can't think of it. Is it Willie Zhang? Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, that Chinese girl. I wouldn't mind seeing that. She has a fight coming up. I believe. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know what's next for Valentina Shevchenko. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I've never seen anybody like her. She's so cool, so smooth, and just so polite. It's pretty cool to see. And she just did amazing. I don't know what else to say. She was great. I loved it. I love watching that fight. I love the whole card. By the way, I kind of want to brag a little bit because Uncle Edgar picked the fights. If you saw it on Instagram, I usually go by the main card because that's the lower cards. The UFC has grown so much. There's so many lower card changes too. Which I'll get to one change in general, but the top, I go by the main card, which is 5 fights. Uncle Edgar picked 4 out of the 5 fights. Just to let you guys know. 4 out of the 5 fights. The Bektik one is the one I got wrong. Danny Ig or EG, I can't say his name. I got the decision over Bektik. I thought it could have been Bektik's way, but I was actually being Uncle Edgar. My niece was over. She wants to play all the time. So I was trying to please her at the same time, but she didn't take no for an answer. But still got 4 out of the 5 fights. Pretty good. Although it would hurt me if I had parlayed all 5 of them, and I got that one wrong. See, that's why, just an FYI, never leave it to the hands of the judges. Dana White always said this. They used to vlog him, follow him around for a vlog on fight weeks. And he always said this. This was one thing he always said. Never leave it in the hands of the judges. You saw what happened this weekend. That's why you never leave it in the hands of the judges. Because he's known for a long time how shit these commissions are, how shit these judges are. You never know what's going to happen. There you have it. Derek Lewis from Houston. He's from Houston, H-Town. That's what they do, right? H-Town beat Ilir Latifi. That was kind of one of those close ones, too. I thought Derek Lewis pulled it off barely because of... He was more effective in general. I mean, Latifi took him down whenever he wanted to, but there was nothing to it other than, just to take him down. So, But yeah, Latifi looks stacked, like not stacked, but like just like a boulder at heavyweight. It's unbelievable. I can't believe how big that fucking guy is. As a boulder at heavyweight, I'm excited to see how he does. I mean, he didn't do too bad. I thought that one definitely could have gone either way. I honestly think he probably did win that fight, but you know, when you take him down, you see Derek Lewis' track record. He's not really good on the ground, but he didn't do anything, so that's on him. It's not me, puppy. That's on you. So, but there is one gentleman in particular I want to talk about on this card, and he is going down as a lifer. Sports plus life. Lifer means you're good. He's going down as a lifer, and that is James Krause. Now, James Krause filled in on 24 hours notice to fight Trevin Giles. Now, James Krause, I think, fights originally at 55 pounds. So he fights guys 30 pounds lighter. He fights at a 30 pounds lighter weight class. So it tells you, but I mean, the type, so just to let you know, James Krause is like, what, 6'2", maybe? I think. But James Krause filled in 24-hour notice, which is unheard of. There's not too many people who will do something like that. Anderson Silva did it against Daniel Cormier. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, we talked about Chris Lieben doing something crazy like that too. I can't think of too many people that would do that on 24 hours notice. And he took it to distance. Did very well on the ground, but Trevin Giles was trying to kill him. Trying to take his head off. Trevin Giles didn't get him the win by decision, but he was throwing haymakers, and Krause stood in there. Just ultimate professional. Says, I want this guy to get a check, because you guys don't understand these guys. Like I said, someone like Trevin Giles doesn't have a whole lot of sponsorship. He gets paid by fighting, just like I mentioned a couple episodes back. And James Krause has been there. He's seen it. He's like, nah, I'll fight. He was there to corner somebody else. I don't remember who it was. But he stepped in, and that's gangster shit. And he's a top guy. My hat's off to you as well. And you are certified lifer. James Krause is a lifer. I'm gonna make something for him. I'm gonna send it to him. He doesn't know this, but he's gonna be a lifer. That's cool shit. I mean, I thought that's really cool, and I like seeing shit like that. Motherfuckers take a chance. There's not a lot of guys who'd be like, oh no, like I said earlier, I'll protect my brand. Oh, I don't want to do this. No. Shout out to Trevin Giles too. He didn't have to take the fight, but he did. Because undercard guys like that need money. A lot of them don't get paid off of sponsorship. And props to both of them, man. Props. But James Krause is a lifer. That is beautiful. So cool. But there was also... I picked a lot of the fights right. And I wasn't too far off. It wasn't for the judging. I probably missed like 2 fights. But one fight I did miss for sure was... it was Miles Jones. Miles Johns? No, it wasn't that one. That was the one. Hold on a second. No, not that one. It was it in the other one? What the hell is? Oh, there it is. Early prelims. It was in the early prelims, where it was Domingo Pilarte against Journey Newsom, and Journey Newsom hit Pilarte with a straight right. You saw it on if you guys watch SportsCenter Top 10 the next day, he was on there. Just a straight right. I mean, just couldn't be any perfect. Dropped him. Finished. Pretty vicious KO for old Journey. That's a pretty cool name. I wouldn't name my kid that, but it's a pretty cool name. But overall, UFC 247 was amazing. A lot of controversy, of course. I thought so I'm going back to the John Jones Dominic Reyes fight. If I look at the scorecard, I might have to post it on Sports Post Life, Instagram, Sports Post Life, Twitter, MRAKACO, Instagram and Twitter, youtube.com/SportsPostLife. And I have to post it on there, but I look at the scorecards. I think all the judges gave the second round to John Jones as well. So we weren't too far off there, but there there was a disconnect elsewhere. I don't know. I thought John Jones won it. If there is going to be a rematch, John Jones will definitely win the rematch because John Jones just does better again in rematches. He knocked out Gustafsson. He knocked out Cormier after beating him by decision the first time. Knocked them both out. So two of his toughest fights come back and just knocks him out. I don't see why this one would be different. To be honest with you, you could give him the rematch. You could give Dominic Reyes a rematch, but just be careful, guys. Just be careful, all right? Let's all be careful. But yeah, I'm excited. It's also fight week again because we're staying within as far as the main event this week coming up, which we'll definitely talk about later on during the week. We are talking about the light heavyweight division still. Corey Truck Anderson and then Jan Blachowicz. I can't say his last name. We're going to figure it out by the end of the week. So that'll be that'll be Saturday the 15th. So check it out. I think that's on TV, I believe. ESPN maybe? ESPN Plus. I'll have to check it out. But enough of that. What also showed up this weekend was the XFL. XFL came back and it was exciting. It was really good. I don't know if it's because my expectations were low, because it was live once and then it was trashed. I think it was the same thing, 3 seasons. Rules are different. I like the rules. I love the commentating. I love the interviews after scoring plays. I love the interviews after anything because I think it was the Dragons. Let me pull this up. Yeah, I think it was Seattle Dragons and the Defenders. That was the first game, which the Defenders won 31-19. Cardell Jones torch. I mean, he did very well. He was 16 of 26 with 2 touchdowns, no picks. Not bad at all. But yeah, they're interviewing a lineman coming off. Like, hey, what happened? It was a scuffle that just happened. Hey, what are your thoughts? He's like, we're over here trying to do our fucking jobs and all. And like on Fox, I was like, oh crap. That's what you're gonna get, man. You get these. I like it because you get these guys fired up. This is real. This is raw. This is their. You want to get their emotions coming off. You want to get them at a high. I loved it. I loved everything. I love Pat McAfee out there. Troy Aikman gave his stamp of approval. I thought it was really cool. But you also had the Houston Roughnecks just smoke out Los Angeles Wildcats. The Roughnecks are contenders right off the bat. Just my homie Knuckles says they're contenders right off the bat. Who's my boy? Let me see here. Who is my boy? Oh yeah, Jordan Smallwood. Jordan Smallwood had a touchdown, Oklahoma. But the Roughnecks are pretty vicious. You also had the Dallas Renegades versus the what is this? Wait, hold on. What did I tell you guys earlier? What the fuck is this? Sorry, I pressed something wrong here. Scores. Shut up. Go away. Anyways, I don't. Hold on. Everyone chill. Everyone chill out. Here we go. Holy shit, what happened here? That was Roughnecks against Wildcats, and I think it was the Defenders, the Renegades, St. Louis Battlehawks. I believe is what it is. Let me go back here. Yes. Dallas Renegades, my team. That was my team, and they couldn't score 1 touchdown. That's what happened. You're still new. I'm still rooting. Still Boomer Sooner, because that's what half the team is. No Landry Jones, I believe he got hurt. Did Landry Jones. So I think he couldn't make it, but hard hitting, man. A lot of, and also you had the, hold on, I don't want to leave anyone out. You had the Vipers against the Guardians. New York Guardians won, Vipers. It's also been said that it was a pretty successful first week because all of the tickets, well, I wouldn't say they sold out, but they sold more tickets this opening weekends than the AFA or the AFF did all season. That was the other one they had going on at the same time on Saturday, like Saturdays or something like that in the summer. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. it was pretty fun. I think Vince McMahon is onto something. The rules were cool because with the rules on kickoff to protect anybody in general, they have the kicker all the way in the 30, 35 or something like that. Hey, let me see, what is this? Can I press on this? What is this? There's a guy who has my name on here. E. Rodriguez plays for Seattle Dragons. I'm about to get that jersey and be like, oh, look at me, I'm a professional football player. Don't worry about where. Anyways, yeah, but they have the kickoff. Kicker at 35, and then the lineman all the way on the other side, like on the 40 or something, 45, and then against 5 yards apart, the receiving team, and then the receiver, in the back, kick returner on the back, and nobody can move until that ball is fielded. So you gonna get that full head-on wrecking crash right there. So it's pretty cool. I mean, that was pretty cool. What's the other rule? Some about going for 1, 2, and 3. I can't remember what it was. You could go for 1, 2, or 3 points after a touchdown. And yeah, I was amazed. I mean, I watched most of the games. I'm excited to see what happens moving forward. Hopefully it gets more exciting. Hopefully more cuss words get dropped on national TV. I wish they had the whole nickname on the jersey. Who knows? Maybe they have it like one night, like they do in baseball. In baseball, what the hell was that? In baseball, yeah, they'll have like their jerseys. I have the Nolan Arenado one, but it's just a NATO on the back, NADO, and I wish they had that. Like they could have like, I don't know, what the fuck would be like Landry Jones, Laundry Man. That's stupid. I can't believe it just came out of my mouth. We're moving on. But yeah, it was very exciting. I thought it was cool. It was cool to watch football. It was cool to watch because you still got a lot of good football players. The kid from San Diego State who broke the record for the rushing, I think it was Ron Dane's rushing title. I can't remember what it was. You still have, obviously you have Landry Jones, that backed up Ben Roethlisberger for the longest time, hasn't played. Oh shit. There was just a lot. There's this dude. What is his name? I can't remember his name. Quarterback for Houston, maybe? Let me find that here. The dude was fast. McClendon? No. Walker. Yeah, it was Walker. I think that was him. Hold on, let me keep looking. But he was fast. Dude, I got to watch this. But he was fast. He also had the... I can't remember everyone. It went by pretty fast. But it was great. You guys should watch it if you guys have time next weekend, Valentine's Day weekend. If you're with your old ladies, be like, hey, let's watch this XFL. It's gonna be romantic. Watching these fools beat each other up. Go on, look. There comes Pat McAfee gonna interview this dude. Check it out. I would. I mean, if I were you, I definitely would check it out. It was fun. I'm gonna watch it again. But yeah, that happened this weekend. Pretty fun. Amazing weekend of sports. That's what I like, sports. Now we have a lot more sports. I thought football was done. We're still going to talk about football, but the XFL, not the NFL. Also this weekend on Friday night, I believe. Hold on. So the Utah Jazz played the Portland Trailblazers. Let me just pull this up for you guys, players, real quick. Let me pull it up for myself because the Utah Jazz ended up winning 117 to 114. Now, Dame Lillard was playing pretty good. Playing pretty good. He's been playing good for like good last 5, 6, 7 games or something like that. Except for against the Nuggets. Just want to throw that out there. Dame Lillard had 42 points. So he's a ball hog. 6 assists, 6 rebounds, okay? No triple-double. Joker did. By the way, Joker not nominated, but announced as the Western Conference Player of the Week. 3-0 this week. Joker played out of his mind. Best player in the league. Don't at me. But you can at me on Sports Plus Life, Instagram and Twitter, MRAKACO, Instagram and Twitter. And then that's about it. But you can follow me on youtube.com/Sports Plus Life. So there was a play where Dame Lillard went up for a layup, went off the glass. Rudy Gobert touched it as it came off the glass. So that should have been called a goaltending. But the refs didn't call it. I thought that they could have looked at it, replayed it, because I thought within the last 2 minutes they can. I don't know what that whole thing is. I mean, replay is a cluster anyways. So I thought they were going to, but I think everyone was in I don't know what the hell, what am I saying? In conclusions, was on the same page that it wasn't goaltending. Now, they only showed one, maybe two angles of it, which I guess you can see how it looked for like goaltending. But the one I wanted it because there's one from the back behind the backboard they showed. To me, it didn't look like it was going to go anywhere close to that rim. Excuse me. To me, it didn't look like that. To me, it looked like it was just going off the glass and that was it. It was just going to miss. I didn't think it was going to go in. So I was like, not a big deal, whatever. Referees miss shit all the time. It's not nothing new. But everyone decided to make a big deal out of it. It must have been a slow night. Lakers probably weren't playing. I think, they weren't playing because they were playing the next night. But everyone made a big deal. Dame Lillard was pissed. I mean, I guess you definitely can be pissed. I guess they missed it. By the letter of the law, by the rules of blah, 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 blah. It went out the glass. Gobert touched it. But to me, it seriously didn't look like it was going to go in. That's just me. Everyone, I mean, I was in comments of like different Instagram pages. I was like, yeah, it didn't look like it was going to go in. Doesn't matter. It hit the backboard. I go, so what? Every shot that hits the backboard is going to not going to count. So like it goes straight off the backboard and I catch it. It's like goaltending. What the fuck? I'm going to look up that rule up while I'm talking here. But yeah, I mean, he was pissed. I got it. I mean, shit happens. Let it go. You just go. You lost the game. Let's go get dressed. Play on the next game. He couldn't drop it, man. He still couldn't drop it. He was pissed at that one call lost in the match. Lost in the match. Look, I'm talking soccer terms. Lost in the game. If you're going to be fucking mad at anything, why don't you go be mad that Carmelo Anthony was on the court for 39 minutes and scored 5 points? Why couldn't you be mad that you only had 6 assists? You should have had 10. Let's be mad at different things, man. The refs make mistakes. I mean, there's just don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Have better shot selections. I mean, Jesus. Let me take a look here. I'll pull this shit up. In general, the 45% as a team, 44 out of 97 shooting on field goals. 17 of 40 on 3 points. 9 of 14 on free throws. So they missed 5 free throws. And then 17 to 24 on the other side. So free throws should be the easiest shots you guys make. And you guys, there's 5 points left on the board right there. You got to pick your choose here. You got to pick and choose. But what does it come down to? You guys aren't a complete team. There's nothing complete about you guys. There's nothing complete. CJ McCollum had... How much does CJ McCollum have? 27 points. 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Big money, man. Carmelo Anthony had 8 rebounds, 5 points. Okay. That's what you should be mad about there, Chief. Everyone misses calls. It doesn't happen. It just happened at the wrong time. It just happened at the wrong place at the wrong time. But I mean, just like, what are you mad about? You mad at you? Seriously, are mad at these referees? Um. By the way, Denver Nuggets, and I spoke about this last time. Denver Nuggets went into the same building against the same team with fewer people and won the game because they are a better team. They are better coached. This isn't last year, Chief. You ain't get you, and I don't know what you're complaining about because I watched you guys during the playoffs. I watched the calls you guys were getting. Don't be like I don't. It's only cool when it favors you, right? I've seen those calls. I've seen the calls you guys get, and I want smoke with all the Trailblazers. I want smoke with the Trailblazers organization. Am I bitter? Yeah, I'm bitter. They should have never beat us last season, but they did. But we're not talking about the last season. We're talking about this season. By the way, let's talk about the Utah Jazz real quick. Utah Jazz were on the right side of, was it on the wrong side of a comeback, right side of a win, and then right side of a comeback last night when they beat was it the Suns? I can't remember who they beat as a buzzer beater. No, it was the stupid Rockets. Same thing with that stupid team. They're not a complete team. I'm telling you, Jazz is a great team, well coached. I think that's old coach Carlisle. I can't remember who it was. Can't remember who's coaching the Jazz. I got to double check. Same thing with Mike Malone, the Nuggets. So I want to talk about that because you can sit there, and this goes out to and just life in general, people in general. People like to let the one thing get to them, but want to ignore all the other shit that got them to that point. Want to ignore that Carmelo Anthony had 5 points. You ain't gonna yell at Carmelo Anthony. It's Carmelo Anthony. He had 5 points still. You can't yell at McCollum who had like 5 assists or whatever, 2 assists. So I just want to talk about that real quick because the one, I mean, what are we yelling about? What are we yelling about? Goaltending. In basketball, goaltending is a violation of interfering with the ball while it's on its way to the basket, and it is a downward flight above the basket ring and within the imaginary cylinder, which it was not. I saw it going right at the rim. It wasn't above. It was on the side, so it wasn't going down. Let's see what else it says. Above the basket ring and within the imaginary cylinder, and not touching the rim. So it wasn't. I didn't think it was going to touch the rim at all. I said that earlier, right? Goaltending is also called if the ball has already touched the backboard while being above the height of the rim in its flight, regardless of it being in an upward or downward flight, or whether it's directly above the rim. That downward flight, it just wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't going down. It was going straight up. It's going away. So yeah, that's goaltending. Just if you guys never knew about that. But if you guys saw that, I mean, I got a good laugh out of it. He was like, "Oh, I was so pissed off." And McCollum had a good actually. I like as much smoke as I give CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum actually had a good answer. It's like refs. And I've said this before on the Sports Plus Live podcast. I tried finding it. I mean, I just have. I'm 25 episodes deep. I don't have the time to go through everything and find it. He said, kind of summarize. I'll post it again on Sports Plus Life, Instagram and Twitter. And he said, yeah, he was pissed off. He was pissed off. The referees make mistakes, but their mistakes cost people money, cost people games, cost people playoff spots. I mean, we're halfway through the season. I get it. I mean, you guys didn't start out well. I mean, I'd be pissed too. You're trying to fight for a playoff spot, but I get it. I get all of that. But there still has to be done. There still has to be some blame placed on the players as well. Especially when a superstar gets 5 points. So it's not me. Hey, Papi, it's not me. It's whatever, Papi, all right? It's whatever. Last thing, God damn it. 2 things. God I might get the cough. It's still snowing out here, by the way. Oh my god, am I gonna die? Hold on. I'm okay. Oscars happened last night, and it was like, God, I don't know. Like I know I usually don't watch the Oscars because it's the same shit, and it still is the same shit. And there's a reason why people keep pulling out of these stupid ass. I don't blame Chris Rock for pulling out. He was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this shit." But I don't know. It's become really. I don't know what it's become. It's just like, yeah, it's just people are so out of touch. These actors are so out of touch with just shit in general. Um, I don't know why everyone feels the need to come up and tell their 5 minute story. Like I get it. I mean, now there's different ways. You go out there and you become, Oscar winner, Grammy winner. Now your Twitter's gonna blow up. You have different avenues to post your stuff. Like, yeah, you could be. They just make things awkward at these things. Like, you just have to sit there and like, yeah, I've heard this before. Oh, well, go ahead. You go ahead. Oh yeah. We've been here 20 years. Yeah. Oh yeah. They just everyone puts this. It just makes it awkward. Like, I get it. Congratulations. Be happy. Of course, everyone's happy for you. Don't sit there and tell me that I can't eat meat because you don't eat meat and it made you better or whatever. For God's sakes, Joaquin Phoenix won last night and he canceled milk. He was like, "Nah, you guys can't drink milk." That's when I was like, he said, yeah, like just like we come out here and we take milk from these cows, and I was like, I'm out, and I fell asleep. I didn't even know what happened after the rest of that. So it's like, when did the Oscars become a live journal? What's her name? Renee Zellweger spoke for like 10 minutes, and then the guy Parasite Gentleman, who was pretty cool. I like him. Spoke for like another 10 minutes. Everyone just wanted to talk, and some people were played off right away. It was like, oh, it just gets so weird every time, and I don't know. Maybe because I'm also not a big movie guy. I don't watch movies. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't get it. I still have favorite. I watch some movies. I have favorite movies, but yeah. Eminem did come out, which I liked very much. I thought it was really cool. They did a little montage, and he came out and played, which is like a great surprise. A great, because what he did, contrary to what you've seen, because right away I saw on Instagram or on Twitter in general and Facebook was like Complex, Vice, Stupid Vice. All these people were like posting these misled pictures of people like I don't know. Can't even make their faces, but was like Eminem performed and no one knows why. Who gives a fuck? It was Eminem, the greatest rapper of all time. And not to mention, what those pictures don't show is the standing ovation he got after he performed. He also had a group of old white people, young people, just I don't know, just a bunch of just different people bobbing their head. It was crazy. This was one dude just fucking back there like, fuck yeah, it's Eminem. Fuck yeah, I can't believe this. That's a treat, man. That fool don't go out very much. So I thought that was pretty cool. But that's all I watched. Yeah, man, I don't fucking know what to. I haven't watched any of these movies that anyone's talking about, so I think that's probably why. Whatever. Moving on. Last thing here, Philip Rivers will test a free agency, leave the Chargers after 17 years. And I talked about Philip Rivers not that long ago because Eli Manning retired. They're always going to be Eli Manning retired, and they're always going to be connected because they were switched. So they were swapped for each other. Eli Manning picked first. Chargers picked Philip Rivers 3, I believe, or 2. I can't remember. But they ended up swapping picks, and the rest is history. Eli Manning with two Super Bowl rings. Rivers without any. So I don't know. I think Rivers still has a little bit more left in him because, one, he has 9 kids, so he has to get paid. 2, too bad those 9 kids aren't offensive linemen because give him a little bit more protection. If you give him a little bit more protection, I think he still do damage. That's just me though. That's just me, puppy. I don't know. Um, just give him a little bit more protection. I think he still got it, but who knows, man? I mean, just um, I'm trying to take a look here. Give me a second here. So he threw for over 4,600 yards. Is this 2019? Yes. 4,600 yards. Okay. What is this? 23 touchdowns, but 20 picks. 20 interceptions. Led the. I don't know how many led the league. No, Winston led the league. It's not even a question. But take a look at those numbers. Those 20 picks are from. What could it be? Being rushed. If he had the offensive line, like I know, like the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, which is amazing. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? There could be a trade. You could, like you said, Philip Rivers is leaving. You could see Tom Brady go to San Diego. There's trades. There's rumors of having Dak Prescott traded. Maybe that's a trade you make. Who knows? I don't know. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. We're still going to talk about offseason football when time comes, when something pops up. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about it. You're going to listen, and then you're hopefully going to return back on Sports Plus Life on Instagram and Twitter, MRAKCO, Instagram and Twitter, and Sports Plus Life on YouTube. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But that's all I got for you guys today. Exciting weekend. Still a whole lot more to come. Look out this weekend on the YouTube video. I say this every week and no one says anything, but I'm dropping a different YouTube video, not just like a podcast. So check me out. Look out for me. Follow me on all that. Let's be happy. Be careful out there. It's snowing where I'm at. So hopefully it's not snowing where you're at. If you're by the beach, let me crash because I'm coming with y'all. All right. Appreciate you guys. Remember, lifer, James Krause. You want to be a lifer, let me know. Do something good. Be happy. Be merry. I'll see you guys later.